Welcome back to News Now on PNC. Merchandisers who were expecting a shipment next week will have to wait a little longer for their goods after a Matson ship experienced structural damage recently. Shipments that were expected to arrive on the 25th have now been delayed by 1 week. PNC's Betsy Brown sat down with Port General Manager Joanne Brown to find out how that will affect the community.
Foreign ports are most affected by the ongoing labor disputes at major West Coast ports. Ships to Guam and Hawaii have been exempted from suspensions in operations so far. However, another issue will delay a shipment to Guam by about a week. Matson over the weekend announced that one of its ships is undergoing repairs, so shipments that were expected to arrive on that vessel next Wednesday won't be here until the following week. Port Authority General Manager Joanne Brown, however, says this is nothing to worry about.
I don't believe at this point we're at a point of panic or concern. We know that some of the perishable goods are going to be flown into Guam. So while I understand the concern many may be thinking at this time, I think overall I don't think we're at a level that would raise major concern. And we have a number of distributors that also still have commodities on their shelves that they're going to be able to provide out and distribute to the markets here on islands.
And Brown says it's not unusual for a ship to be delayed for 1 or 2 weeks.
If you have inclement weather here on Guam or in other locations that might be involved in the shipping route, it's not unusual for shipments to be delayed. After we have a bad storm come through Guam, I mean, we have ships that are delayed for a number of days, and then all of a sudden we have to do an awful lot of overtime work just to catch up with all the vessels that are coming in.
And staffing is something the Port Authority is already considering for when this Matson ship does come in, which is expected to happen on March 4th.
We're going to have to double up our efforts to unload cargo, and then because of the increased cargo in our yard, a little more time and effort is going to be involved in actually moving that cargo and storing it. Because we're certainly going to be getting more off that shipment than we normally would. And so pretty much that is something that we're quite capable of dealing with. It's going to be a minor adjustment that we're going to have to address, but overall, in terms of our ability to move the cargo, that's not going to be a major concern when that time comes.
PNC also spoke with Chamber of Commerce President David Letty today. He says the Chamber is keeping an eye on the labor negotiations on the West Coast, and while he says the situation is worrisome, it's the ship repairs that are causing a concern for Guam right now. Betsy Brown, PNC News.